This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Couple and a 3-year-old live in tent on beach. Pandemic-related depression, the death of an infant son, job loss, and family feuds have rendered a couple homeless, forcing Annika Thomas Peart and her husband, Parnell Peart, to pitch a tent along the shore of Bob Marley Beach in 9 Miles Bull Bay, where they now live. Also living inside the tent is their 3-year-old daughter, Zemora Peart. Annika is also in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy and is due to give birth on March 20. They reportedly left her parents' house in October 2021 because of a religious dispute. Annika's parents are said to be devout Rastafarians, and the couple have chosen to become Christians and now attend the church services. The condition is stressing. It is stressing for me, she said in a news interview. We are we own big woman and big man. On Sunday, like them no one we fi go no church. Why you going church? Who is this? Who is that? But una serve this and that, said the 32-year-old woman who will be giving birth for a 5th time. Then praise Selassie, but a Jesus we praise, she added, referencing the late former emperor of Ethiopia. Annika's eldest son, who is now 18 years of age, remained with her parent, and her 2nd child lives with his paternal grandmother. Annika, who dropped out of high school when she got pregnant in grade 9 at Yallas High School, said accommodation with her parents had also become difficult when her sister returned to the family home. The crisis facing the Pearts lays bare the starkness of Jamaican poverty, even with data showing that the economy has rebounded from the coronavirus outbreak that gutted more than 130,000 jobs at the height of the pandemic's displacement. Jamaica's unemployment rate fell to 7.2%, according to October 2021 data by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica. Youth unemployment declined by 9.3 percentage points to 18.9% relative to October 2020. And there was a larger decline in female youth unemployment, down 12.3 percentage points to 21.6%. Male youth unemployment stood at 16.6%, a decline of 7.2 percentage points. But the gravity of poverty affecting the Pearts in their beach tent with the trappings of tarpaulin tells a different story for many Jamaicans. Annika said that when she met her husband in 2015, she went to live with him at a home shared with his family in Trelawney. However, after their infant son died in June 2020, things started going downhill for them. They moved in with her parents in St. Thomas 2 months later. Parnell's hopes of landing a job in Kingston during the pandemic have faded, revealing that he has only managed to get temporary work and has complained of being underpaid by employers. He longs to return to his home in Trelawney, but he still wrestles with the haunting memory of the death of his infant son, who was born on April 5, 2020. When me really look back on the picture, me say my baby dead in the house and thing. And that's a memory. Me stress, me frustrated, me torment, me can't function, he said. Parnell, who said he is a baptized Christian but still wears dreadlocks, disclosed that he is a mechanic and auto body repair man. His last steady job, he said, was repairing Toyota Voxy buses in Trelawney. But with his back against the wall, he is willing to take on about any job. Even if I get yard for chop, I will chop it. It's not all about the trade work right now. Right now we're in some situation where sometimes rain wet we up, he said. Annika, who used to work at a stall owned by her brother near the Harborview roundabout, is eager for them to start a business at Bob Marley Beach. They have already tried to cobble together a startup, but that sputtered as many of the coconuts spoiled. Her main concern now is putting in place necessities for her newborn. We don't have no pram, we don't have nothing. We don't even have a proper bed to lie on, she said. Persons interested in assisting the couple may call them at 876-805-6874. 10,000 students in need of urgent remedial attention, says Williams. Some 10,000 students who have returned to the classroom since last November are in urgent need of remedial attention, according to the Minister of Education and Youth, Favour Williams. The minister made the disclosure while answering questions from opposition member of parliament for St. Andrew South Eastern, Julian Robinson, during the recent sitting of the Parliament's Standing Finance Committee. The committee, over 2 days, examined the $912 billion estimates of expenditure for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. While the number of 10,000 is cause for concern, the actual number of students in need of some intervention could be higher, as there are still thousands of students who have not had any contact with the education system since schools were closed in March 2020, shortly after Jamaica confirmed its first case of COVID-19. Nearly 600,000 students are in the public school system from the early childhood to the secondary high school level. Preliminarily, about 10,000 are going to require real intensive hands-on to get them back on track, Williams said in response to Robinson. When asked how the matter will be dealt with, Williams said $250 million was set aside to address the necessary remedial work, which she explained will include extra lessons, a homework program, and online interventions. We have math and literacy coaches that are going to be working with the underperforming schools, Williams informed. She said there are also student coaches, pull-out sessions for lagging students, and co-teaching and planning. The minister said there will also be math and literary camps, and the parents have been advised that there will be another summer school program similar to the one that was conducted last year to help students make up lost time. Williams also told the committee that we are finding more and more of our students. She said that of the 120,000 unaccounted for students who had no contact with the system, 40,000 have been found and have been re-engaged. Our teachers in the classroom have testing instruments that will help them to know where on the learning curve the children are, she said. And in order to help these students make up for their 2-year absence, Williams said individual learning plans have been drawn up and are being used to assist them. Williams told the committee that all students are given the diagnostic test once they return to the classroom. She said that 70% of the student body has been assessed since last November, when the full resumption of face-to-face classes was first announced. The minister said that the data from the diagnostic test goes back to the Education Ministry for assessment. She said it was from this assessment that it was discovered that 10,000 were in need of urgent remedial work. Schools preparing for the return of students, said Wright. The president of the Jamaica Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, Linvern Wright, has affirmed that arrangements are in place to facilitate a full resumption of face-to-face classes on Monday. Thousands of students from across the island who have been away from school due to the COVID-19 pandemic are expected back in the classroom on Monday morning after the Ministry of Education ordered the full resumption of classes. Mr. Wright told the news that school administrators are making preparations for the return of students, saying most schools are ready based on the feedback from them. He noted, however, that a few schools are short of the required number of desks and chairs. He also said schools that operate the shift system have been given more time to prepare for full resumption of face-to-face classes. Mr. Wright suggested that the full resumption of face-to-face classes rather abruptly, but expressed the optimism that by the second week things should be up and running in a very smooth way. He is urging the Ministry of Health, however, to increase its vaccination of students in order to prevent a spread of the virus among the school population. We are really taking a chance reopening schools because COVID-19 infections are down, he suggested. Regret and sorrow for Good Samaritans killed in crash. Vanessa Spence's father will forever regret that he didn't tell his daughter to drive carefully as she left home for a night out on the town on Wednesday, and he will forever wish her effort to save a neighbor's life had ended with her being hailed a hero instead of being one of 2 Good Samaritans who died in a car crash. Me no know when me going to get over this. Me I go tell you the honest truth, me sadly miss her, Peter Spence told the news from the family home in Golden Grove, Hanover on Friday. Me sit on the chair on the veranda here, so watch them Wednesday evening going down here, so you know, and it come out of my mouth, don't just fi say, oh no careful now, you know, added the heartbroken father, his voice heavy with regret. Vanessa is survived by 3 children, ages 9, 4, and 1. The 29-year-old, along with 16-year-old Brianna Smith and the 26-year-old Algie Ricketts, died after a borrowed Toyota Axio motor car being driven by Spence slammed into a parked water truck along the Haddo Main Road in Hanover about 11:30 p.m. Wednesday. The 2 women were among a group of people trying to get Ricketts, who was injured, to Savannah Lamar Hospital. He had been shot earlier at a bike show that was held in a nearby community called Bessie Baker. On Friday, a grieving Paulette Robinson Spence took comfort in the bravery of her daughter showed in trying to help her injured neighbor. Ricketts, she said, had a good rapport with many in the community, including her daughter. Maybe a lot of man round there and she see him get the shot and lie down there. How she so brave to take him up and move off with him as a woman, she marveled, adding that her daughter appeared to have been determined to help. She did park far away me here and she go for the car and come back and people put him in the car and she move off, said Robinson Spence. Both distraught parents said they would have likely run for cover if they had been in their daughter's shoes. Me know me as a man and me hear gunshot, me a take with myself. Her father said before hastily adding that he did not regret that she chose to help someone in need. He just ruled the tragic outcome. If only she had made it safely to the hospital, he mused, she would have been hailed for her bravery. Me can just imagine if it did work out, he said. Like the Spences, Brianna Smith's mother, Karen Smith, has her fair share of regret. Not one who usually allows her daughter to go out at night, she made an exception on Wednesday. Her sister came last week from overseas, and she said she wanted to go with her to the bike show. So I say, okay, go with her, but make sure you come back at 9 p.m., the mother explained. At 11 o'clock, I didn't see them, so I'm saying, where are they? And then after that now, it's like something come to me. A spirit just come to me and say, where are you going to get money to bury Brianna? That time I didn't hear anything about her death as yet, she disclosed. Shortly after, her husband's friend called to tell him of the car crash. I am broken down. I cry. I try to laugh, but I cry because I miss her. When she was leaving that night, she said, Mommy, love you. And I say, be careful. Don't drink anything around there. Just come back at 9 p.m. That was it. The tearful mother of the Anchovy High School student lamented. Her teenage daughter, she said, was quiet but outspoken. She had a sense of fashion and loved to dress up, and her young niece loved her dearly. Like Smith, Vanessa Spence's parents were on Friday clinging to good memories of their child. Everyone got on with her, they said. Is a woman that no give no problem, and there's not one person who called to offer condolence that no have good to say, said Peter Spence as his wife nodded in agreement. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.